So in today's story, we are going to go way, way back to when I had my middle school graduation party. It wasn't really a huge party. It was more like a stay-at-home, have a bunch of family and a few friends over type of thing. And as it usually goes with these kinds of functions, all the family members who were older just stayed in the backyard and talked a bunch of stuff that older people talk about. And the kids, just being themselves, decided to go out and just mess around in front of the house and in the alley next to it. And at one point during this party, one of my friends gave me a present. You know what that present was? This present was a Frisbee with a rubber chicken stretched over it. No, I'm not joking. They actually made these things once. To a bunch of kids who just graduated from the 8th grade, this is like genius material here. It was like the holy grail of weird shit. So we were just throwing it around and messing around with it, and then one of my friends came up with an idea. This particular friend of mine decided to take the rubber chicken off of the Frisbee and test his archery skills with it. So he basically pulled the chicken back and just released in a random direction. And guess where that random direction happened to lead to? A set of power lines right next to our house. Now don't worry, there was no electric shock or anything like that that happened as a result of this, but we were just standing there staring at a rubber chicken that was just sitting on top of a power line. We, the geniuses that us just freshly graduated from 8th grade were, decided that we would try to get it down somehow. And the best idea that we fresh out of middle school geniuses could come up with? Take the Frisbee that we still had, throw it up at the power lines, and hope it hit the chicken and knocked it off. And to top it all off, we even had the even more genius idea of having the friend who had shot the chicken into the power lines in the first place be the one to throw the Frisbee. So this friend of mine gets in his best Frisbee throwing stance. I mean, it would look like he was playing Frisbee golf or something because he was just so into it. So he takes the Frisbee and lets it fly. You guys like the sound effect? So we all just stared at the Frisbee and were like, please hit the chicken, please hit the chicken, please hit the chicken. It does not hit the chicken. It doesn't even hit the power lines. It goes over the power lines and it starts to come back down towards my neighbor's house. And keep in mind, we're all standing in the street watching this thing fly towards my neighbor's house. And where does the Frisbee land? It hits my neighbor's window. We were so lucky it did not break that window. It just bounced off, basically. But it still made a loud banging sound. And we all just took off running and hid behind the other side of my house. Not just because my neighbor was there and we just hit their window, but also because my neighbor happens to be a police officer. Luckily, we did not get in trouble for this, and luckily there were no damages done. We were just a stupid bunch of fresh out of 8th grade people. Alright guys, there's our anecdote for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Steve, out.